Statue is coming to Chicago. It depicts Jesus as a homeless person.
And Blackhawk Brent Seabrook gets hit with a suspension after a brutal hit the NHL says he could have avoided.
We start tonight with breaking news from the greater Grand Crossing neighborhood where 4 young people were shot and wounded tonight. The victims are an 11-year-old girl, 2 14-year-olds, and a 15-year-old. 2 of the victims are in serious to critical condition. The shooting happened at 66th and Michigan. It's been another violent weekend in Chicago overall, including these latest victims. At least 7 people have been killed and 30 wounded in gun violence. Meanwhile, tonight, friends and neighbors are still reeling after 2 officers were killed in an apparent murder-suicide.
It happened early this morning on the southwest side. I had a chance to speak with neighbors tonight. The holiday weekend brought tragedy to this Garfield Ridge neighborhood. Chicago police say gunshots rang out around 5 this morning inside this home at 53rd and South Austin Avenue. Cook County Correctional Officer Javier Acevedo shot and killed his wife, 14th District Chicago Police Officer Veronica Rizzo Acevedo. He then turned the gun on himself. Officers saluted outside the family's home as Veronica Rizzo Acevedo's body was taken away. Neighbors say the couple kept to themselves.
I never suspect there was anything going on.
It was surprising, really. It was a really quiet family.
Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy released a statement about his fallen officer. Officer Veronica Rizzo Acevedo's death earlier today in a domestic murder-suicide is an awful tragedy for her family, her friends, her colleagues in the Chicago Police Department, and the people of this city whom she served admirably for nearly 2 decades.
What cops stand outside and salute somebody that just got their brains blown out? Use your fucking head. And what about the dude that did it? They don't say nothing about him? They're saluting. What kind of silly crap is this?
The Chicago Sun-Times spoke with the couple's pastor, who says he counseled them as they struggled with the violence they faced at work.
Oh yeah, it looks like they're all broke up. I've seen miniature golf tournaments where people had more emotion than these fucks.
Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart tweeted, "The sheriff's office has experienced a tremendous tragedy today. Our thoughts and prayers are with the friends and family of the Acevedos."
No mention of the dude that pulled the trigger, though, right?
Neighbors say they were unaware of any issues the couple may have had, and in fact, felt safer knowing the 2 were living there.
But no mention of the dude that pulled the trigger. Only about the wife. No mention about the dude that pulled the trigger. Remember, it was a murder-suicide. It wasn't a suicide. Can't happen that way.
Javier Acevedo was a 25-year veteran and worked at the county jail. Veronica Rizzo Acevedo was an 18-year veteran with the Chicago Police Department. Both husband and wife were 50 years old.
People lined up today at Holy Name Cathedral for Easter Sunday. Many came to celebrate what could be the last Easter Mass for Cardinal Francis George.
I fucking hope it's the last Easter Mass for the Catholic religion.
He's participated in all of the worship services leading up to Easter. George announced that his cancer had returned last month. During the Mass, he took a moment to thank everyone for their well wishes.
Ugh. Boo fucking who.
I thank those who had to stand through.
Okay. All right. Do I got to point it out? Do I have to do this? This shit just gets better and better. Oh, fuck.
The Mass and my homily for their patience. And I assure you of my prayers for you each day so that we may be together in faith. And thank you for your prayers for me. Happy Easter to all of you.
The Cardinal has asked that...
Look at this fruitcake walking around with a smoking purse, waving fucking incest on everybody. And I did say incest.
The 6 to 9 month process to name his successor get underway. This means Chicago Catholics could have a new leader by next Easter.
A controversial statue of Jesus is as a homeless person is coming right here to Chicago. DNA Info Chicago reports that the life-size bronze sculpture will be installed by Catholic Charities of Chicago. The location is yet to be determined, but it might be placed close to the organization's offices in River North. The statue was rejected by 2 other churches in Canada and New York City because the sculptor says some people think it's, quote, not appropriate. The sculptor is a devout Catholic.
Well, actually, I don't think the statue lies at all. What place does Jesus Christ have in this fucking hellhole? When you got douchebags like this on here that have sold out and fucking pedophiles and the fucking religions. Yeah, he is homeless. He's got nowhere to hide here. He's got nowhere to walk in the street. Jesus said, I am not of this world. I go to another place. This ain't his kingdom. So if that's their way of saying that he ain't running this joint, you're right on the money, douchebags.
Of course, another statue we're worried about, the Stanley Cup. And Brent
That's much more important, the Stanley Cup. That's much more important.
Seabrook out for 3 games, Luke.
I'll tell you what, it's been a bad weekend for the Blackhawks and the Bulls. Let's talk about the Hawks first. Brent Seabrook's hit turned the momentum in Game 2, and while Blues captain David Backes...
Black and blue. The other 2 Saturn colors. Give me a break. Fuck the fuck off.